Hey guys, it's jacobcullip and welcome back to Premier League predictions here on the jacobcullip YouTube channel. We recently just had Matchday 14 and some brilliant and weird scorelines in that match week, and now we're at Matchday 15 and we've got some big games coming up. And happy Christmas to everyone. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, happy Christmas to you. If you're watching it on Christmas Eve, happy Christmas to you. You've got the Christmas jumper on. Got to feel festive at this time of year. This is my favourite time of year and I love it every year. And you know what I like? Boxing Day football. And that's what we're going to get into the predictions this week, match week 15. So a lot of big games coming up, but we also had some fantastic scorelines, as I said, this past game week on match week 14. So let's have a look at what I predicted in the last video first. So the first game was Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. I said this was going to be a close one, the 2-1 Liverpool. They ended up being not close at all. 7-0 to Liverpool, the champions, and they've gone 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Fantastic performance from Liverpool, even though Palace had a few opportunities after Liverpool went 1-0 up with Minamino. After that, they went 3-0 up at half-time, and then it ended by 7-0. Mohamed Salah coming on and scoring 2 goals. Didn't even start, gets 2 goals. Shows how brilliant he is. Southampton versus Manchester City. I said it was going to be 1-0 to Manchester. Not 1-0 to Man. That it was 1-0 to Manchester City. Sorry, confusion. I said it was going to be 2-0 to Man City, so I did predict to win, but it ended up being 1-0. But even though it could have been 2-0, but Southampton had opportunities as well. So overall, not a bad prediction, but didn't get it right. Everton versus Arsenal. I said this was going to be a draw. I thought Arsenal were going to get a point from this game. It was 1-1. They did equalise through the penalty spot of Nicolas Pepe, but Everton scored again and they won 2-1 through a Yerry Mina header and more pressure on Mikel Arteta. Newcastle versus Fulham. I said Newcastle were going to win this 2-1. They went 1-0 down to an absolutely weird own goal from Matt Ritchie that put Fulham 1-0 up, but then fortuitous for Newcastle, it wasn't a penalty by any shout of the imagination, and Callum Wilson scored his 7th goal of the season, I believe. Had to check that later. And yeah, it ended 1-1, so I was close on that one. Brighton versus Sheffield United, and yes, we have finally got a prediction right from last week. Sheffield United went down to 10 men for a really bad challenge from John Lundstrom, and they went down to 10 men for most of the game. They did go 1-0 up for a deflected shot, but then Danny Welbeck in the 87th minute equalises for Brighton. And yeah, Sheffield United only 2 points this season, and yes, it's on record the worst start in Premier League history. Spurs versus Leicester. I said Spurs were going to win this 2-0. I did get the scoreline right, but it was the other way around. Leicester shocking Mourinho's side and winning 2-0. Serge Aurier giving away a penalty, and Jamie Vardy converts, and then an own goal from Toby Alderweireld giving Leicester the victory. Manchester United versus Leeds. Big game this was. I said this was going to be 2-1, a win for Manchester United, my team. I didn't see this thing coming. We won by 6-2. Absolute madness. On game week 4, Liverpool lost by 7-2. Manchester United lost 6-1. And in match week 14, that happened again, but won by 7 goals and won by 6 goals. Fantastic. Weird this season. West Bromwich Albion versus Aston Villa. Big Sam's first game in charge. I said they were going to lose 2-0. They actually lost 3-0. Aston Villa, good performance. 2 goals from El Ghazi and a brilliant goal from Bertrand Traore. Burnley versus Wolves. I said this was going to be 1-0 to Wolves, a tight game. It was a tight game, but Burnley getting another win on their belts, a very important win, a 2-1 win against Wolves. Chelsea versus West Ham, the last game of the week. I said it was going to be 3-1 to Chelsea, ended up being 3-0. Very close on that one. West Ham's goal was disallowed. That would have put them 1-0 up. Declan Rice being offside. But after that, Thiago Silva with a brilliant header and 2 goals from Tammy Abraham wrapped up a victory for Chelsea after 2 losses on the bounce. So that was game week 14's predictions, looking back at them. And now, my legs up here. I'm enjoying putting this space in the camera and see the whole room. Anyway, talking about camera, let's get on to game week 15 predictions. So the first game on Boxing Day, we have Leicester City versus my team Manchester United. Leicester coming off a brilliant 2-0 victory, well deserved against Tottenham. Manchester United, a brilliant performance. winning 6-2 against Leeds. Scott McTominay, fantastic performance, and Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals again. But I think we're going to win this game. Last night we beat Everton, and it was a brilliant performance, brilliant goal from Edison Cavani, and Anthony Martial getting a brilliant goal as well. Hopefully he comes back. My favourite player, Anthony Martial. Undeserved hate, I must say, even though bias from a Man United fan. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Manchester United, and I think we'll just win this one. Because Leicester, they're brilliant away. They've only lost once away from home, and that was to the champions Liverpool. But then don't have a fantastic record against home. We're brilliant away, so I'm going to go for a Manchester United 2-1 victory. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Aston Villa getting a 3-0 victory against West Bromwich Albion, while Palace coming off a horrible 7-0 loss to Liverpool. But I think I'm going to go for an Aston Villa win in this one, go for the safe option, and go for another 2-1 win. Fulham versus Southampton. Fulham so unfortunate to draw that game against Newcastle from a penalty that wasn't a penalty. Southampton coming off a loss against Manchester City, only by 1-0. But I think Southampton are going to win this game, even though they don't have Danny Ings again for another injury. But I'm going to go for a relatively comfortable Southampton 2-0 win. The biggest game of this week, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Arsenal, dismal run of form. Just can't win. They can't win at home either, or just can't win at all. Chelsea coming off a win after 2 consecutive losses against West Ham. And I think Chelsea are going to win this game relatively comfortable. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea win. Manchester City versus Newcastle. City coming off a 1-0 win against Southampton. Newcastle a draw against Fulham. But I think City are going to be comfortable in this game. They've looked brilliant in defence lately. John Stones being the standout man. He's getting into form lately, and hopefully he can do well for England in the Euros, if the Euros happens. But I'm going to go for a relatively comfortable 3-0 Manchester City win. Sheffield United versus Everton. Sheffield United getting a point against Brighton, even though they're down to 10 men most of the game. Everton, brilliant 2-1 victory against Arsenal, even though they weren't at their best in that game, but then they weren't brilliant against Manchester United last night, so this could come into play. But I think Everton are going to win this game, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory. Leeds versus Burnley. Leeds coming off a 6-2 loss against Manchester United. Burnley coming off a brilliant 2-1 win against Wolves. I think Leeds are going to win this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory. West Ham versus Brighton. West Ham coming off a loss and Brighton coming off a draw. But I think West Ham are going to win this game. They're brilliant at home. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory against Brighton. Wolves versus Spurs. This is going to be a very close game. Wolves coming off a loss, and so did Spurs as well. I think this is going to be a really, really close game. It will test Spurs to see if they're still going to be in the title race and in the title running. I'm going to go for a 3-2 victory against Wolves, but Wolves will still be without their main man, Raul Jimenez, and I'm going to go for... Actually, no, I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory, Spurs. I think they are going to win. And the last game of this week, match week, will be West Bromwich Albion versus Liverpool at Anfield. West Brom coming off a horrible victory. Oh my god. It's Christmas. Blame it on Christmas. Coming off a horrible loss against Villa 3-0. Liverpool coming brilliant momentum, winning 2 games in a row against Spurs, and a very convincing 7-0 win against Crystal Palace. And I think Liverpool are going to win this game relatively comfortable, and I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Liverpool here to continue their brilliant run of form. So what do you guys think of those predictions for match week 15? Make sure to put your predictions in the comments below, and I'll be back on Sunday or Monday for match week 16 predictions, because they're coming thick and fast, because there's games on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. This is brilliant about football in December. Games come thick and fast. It's probably not brilliant for players and managers, Jurgen Klopp, but anyway, thank you for clicking this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and share to everyone if they like a good match week predictions video. Make sure to follow my Twitter account, jacobcullip02, my Instagram, jacob_cullip__, and follow my Twitch account for my Manchester United career mode on the Jacob Cullip Twitch channel. And remember guys, as I always say, you need to be yourself. You can't be no one else. I've been Jacob Cullip, and yeah guys, peace.